as is usually the case, there are 5 starter stages, which I think they've already decided on. Which is Mausoleum they've picked. The other 4 stages for that are DNA Lab, Temple Grounds, Sparring Ring, and Buster Beach. And then we'll add in 2 counter picks of Scrapyard and Viaduct after the first point of each set has been played. So hopefully you're all ready for some nice frantic Scrapstar action, and unlike the challenge code where we watch from a split screen perspective, we will be focusing on one fighter at a time. So
you gotta really focus on the beautiful backsides of certain characters and the front side of the other character.
Since it's you, Malieve, I will focus on the backside of Kid Cobra for you.
Oh, yo! I mean, Bite and Bark is pretty exciting to watch the backside of as well, because you got some Bark, you got some Bite, you got. I mean, that also means you got to see the front of Kid Cobra, and Kid Cobra is hot. So,
I'll do that for you on the next point.
Okay, sounds good.
You can tell Malieve has a bias.
Maybe a bit. I do want to remind people too, just quickly covering it, there is a poll going on in the Planet Scrapstar Discord. Just go to the hashtag celebration polls, and there should be some nice important information to help determine what emotes are going to be might be changing and being on the main channel.
Ooh. I'll have to take that later on. As Penzo starts with a quick first point against the Bite, immediately sends them into the air with the help of that popper, and gives them a big grab as well in the process.
Popper Whammer combo, a classic of Kojara, it's doing some real work on Yoshi Bowser right now. It's just chaining him down, chipping away at his health, and if Penzo can find a nice win confirmed with that popper, he's going to be able to just land an exceptionally safe rush that's probably going to lead to the KO right here. Oh, the Whammer whiffed!
Yep. Hammer, unfortunately, that little flick just delayed it. So Yoshi will have to look for the last hit. And they're actually going to take a big missile, 380. Thankfully, the second missile did not make it in time, otherwise that would have been a KO on Penzo. That would have turned it very quickly. But it's a... I nearly thought that was a double KO.
It almost was, but Penzo just had enough health to get away with things.
Ooh.
He's going to be able to walk away.
God, that would have been hilarious if the very first match of the night would have gone to a double KO. It's been a while since we had one as well, so... we're kind of due one.
I'm sure we'll get one eventually. I am also going to want to... Like, we start things honestly a little faster than... Especially considering my little explosion at the start of excitement. I was wanting to bring up, too, that the next EUAC is going to be the last one of the season, which means either this or the next Scrapstar is going to be the last one of the season. So, I should actually probably clarify on that. Let's see.
Yeah, you might want to double check that with them going in.
Oh, unless they decided the Scrapstar series isn't a part of the back room or the PR anymore.
Oh.
I'll have to check.
Oh.
That's probably not the case, but...
I mean, if it was, then I wouldn't have pushed for people to enter the Scrapstar tonight, because I was pushing for people saying, you know, we are still up for PR. Last time I checked.
Yeah, we should be. I haven't heard anything otherwise.
Anyway, our second point is going to be underway. Pretty much relatively the same. Penzo's going to bring out a Phoenix with that Whammer this time around. Yoshi going to stick with the hot slaps and the sneaky. And as we go into Fire Dalton, already both of them just squaring off in the little tiny pockets. Which, in all fairness, it's... Health bar is pretty much balanced at the moment. Penzo is actually taking a bit more of a beating than Yoshi, and all it will take is one big missile to take Penzo down here. Just one more hit is all they're looking for. And Slap just being blocked off. And there's the one that will connect. Bark goes down, so they can't join in the celebrations, but that's okay.
But Dolce is working out really well. Yoshi Bowser recognizing from that previous set that Penzo is just dancing around him, had so much freedom, so much space to move around. So Yoshi Bowser is like, well, why don't we just move somewhere where you have less movement options, less space to move, and you don't get to have your rush because Bark is going to steal it from you.
Bark being a very good boy. Oh, and that's a big explosion
nice.
too! Again, can't get the second one to connect, but that definitely pushes Penzo right back and gets a hot slap for their troubles. And Bark is being an MVP this round, gets another hit in. And that grab's gonna slow things down and put it back into Penzo's advantage. This is what happens when you corner into these little tiny spaces. Bark is just wailing away, but finally Penzo will get a KO. Yoshi gonna decide to probably stick with what's working. I think Penzo gonna go pop a Phoenix. So that's also happy with how that's working at the moment as well. Just to keep a better track of that tiny doggo. Really ruin his plans a little bit in that second point.
It's starting with some good pressure. We've got that corner going in, but Yoshi, with Bark's assistance, is gonna find a nice little grab, create a little bit more space to work with.
Now forced directly into the corner, and Penzo is going to deal up some big damage here. Another big 170, but dashes into the missile, and here comes the rush from both sides, and it's going to be 360 for Yoshi, and nothing at all for Penzo. I'd say 360.
One of the dangers of trying to outrush an opponent whose rush is already out is there's certain rushes that just come out fast enough that you would try to outbox them. You might have a faster, stronger, better rush in one way or another, or height advantage even. But if theirs is already like halfway out, you're not going to be able to contend them.
Yeah, and Penzo so close to getting that equalizer, but they are gonna go down. Penzo does hold on just about, and actually takes it 2-0, but that second point, incredibly close. Yoshi doing a very good job.
Yeah, Yoshi, I keep saying this every Scrapstar, but Yoshi continues to just get better and better with their performance, their placement, the way they're interacting and handling their opponent, the way that they're picking, even just like the simple process of picking stages is making a huge difference for Yoshi's performance in so many of these matches, and it's just getting him that much closer.
Oh yeah. And it does mean that we are now advancing on to the semi-finals. Shady will take on Penzo, Yam will take on Eloria, and I'm very, very looking forward to Eloria's match, especially with how their performance was last night, which was incredibly impressive to say the least. It was a great showing for Eloria. It was a great showing for Yam as well. It was just...
Isn't this a rematch?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially a rematch from yesterday's winners final. Both of these two competitors made it to winners final in the Challenge Cup. For Eloria, that meant that it was the first time they'd made their way into top 3 in that cup ever. And Yam winning it meant that it was their first time in the grand final of the cup ever. So it was just like, yesterday was just a tournament of firsts, and it was, unfortunately, Replicant came by to ruin the party and win their second cup. So, but yeah, this is essentially a rematch of the winners final from yesterday. So this will be spicy and very interesting.
We're going to Mausoleum.
Ooh.
So we're going to be starting out pretty well-rounded as too. And now I get to commentate it. Unlike last time where I had to sit back and I was just chilling and watching while getting ready for work, this time I'm going to be here, I'm going to be watching, and it's going to be a great time.
Oh, absolutely. Also, I'm glad you came round yesterday. You got to see a lot of stuff that was going on.
Oh, it was a really hype event.
And yeah,
much excited.
Yeah, very much excited. We're going to see another Bite and Bark coming out, this time from Yam. And Eloria's going to bring in Twintel.
So I feel like Aloria's Twin Tail is going to be a little more favored here. That Megawatt could very easily be a huge challenge for Yam to be able to fight through, especially whenever Bark is down on the ground, because then Bark can't just be a shield to kind of absorb that hit. Chakram also a pretty solid tool against Bite and Bark. Just a lot of their general movement leaves them pretty open to a lot of the capitalization that you can get out of that little curved tool.
Yam's arms pick are also quite questionable against what Aloris brings to the table. I mean, Scully is quick, so it can do its damage and stack that poison, which it's totally doing now. But the second the water is being thrown out in its direction, I'm afraid it's not going any further than that, and that's going to be a big time grab for Twin Tail.
I think Yam's loadout could work if they weren't backed up against a wall where they have no space, no options to be able to kind of slip around. Yam needs space to be able to play this loadout. I can see an argument for this loadout here, but realistically, if Yam wants to play this kind of style, this Bite and Bark, probably looking for something more along the lines of Temple Grounds, DNA Lab, something with a little bit more space and the ability to push your opponent back.
That's absolutely right, and they're also going to get 305 from that rush, so they get something in a laureate. But so far, that Watt and Shakram are just completely taking them apart. Got very lucky there, managed to just about get away with that stun, and blocks the rest of that rush. Slightly weaker on that right-hand side. If Aloy can keep this pressure up, might put Yam in a sticky situation, bobs them out of the air with the charged up Watt, and Bark goes down again.
That's going to be a nice 100 damage, and probably confirms Yam the ability to get a rush here, which I'm not sure Yam might need this rush to be able to land the KO. They are holding pretty strong in neutral, keeping themselves a lot more space than they were having in that last round. But we see Yam slowly backing up against the wall, which just means that it's going to be all that much easier for Aloria to close in the distance if they want to get that KO.
Yep. Oof, got the stun with the Shakram, but too far away to be able to properly take advantage of it. Both with rush available, Aloria is just a hit away from going down, and it's the dragon that's going to get the KO. Never underestimate that laser.
You never want to play a distant game against that dragon laser. It just causes so many problems. And the further away you are, the more amplified that danger, the threat that fire dragon provides is.
Exactly. Another successful rush from Yam right off the gate this time round. Left the mark with the Scully too, so Aloy already feeling the heat from it, but it's going to get a rush of their own. 345, make that 350 damage, and puts it back on even terms. The Scully's working pretty damn well for Yam at the moment. Got up to 2 poison stacks now. It's going to hurt Twin Tail a little bit. Finally just shrug it off and puts Aloy into critical here.
Dragon is putting in a lot of heavy legwork too. Aloria respecting this Dragon maybe a little too much, especially with the compliments of Bark just kind of forcing that distance. Really giving Yam a lot of opportunity just to play that ranged game, constantly out-zoning Aloria. And with that, we are going to be able to see Yam starting off with that first set point.
Yeah, it was a rocky start for them. Aloria coming out really well. So once again, as we'd expect, a close match for them already. Yeah, it's going to be Yam favor 1-0. Remember, this is still best of 3s. We will not move on to best of 5s until we hit winners final. We're going straight back to Mausoleum. Yeah, we're going straight back to Mausoleum. Nobody is surprised by this.
Why not? It's good. This is a good stage. It's well rounded.
No pun intended. Now I'm going to stick with the same characters too.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the big question now is, are they going to switch arms? I think Bite Bark is bringing in a Thunderbird now. Yep, drop the Scorpion. I'm going to bring in a Thunderbird. And Aloy going to bring in a Whammer.
And a homie is hidden in the backside. Definitely going to be a very solid option just to kind of play that ranged game. I feel like the Dragon's still just a little bit better than the homie at that distance, but it should help balance things out a little bit if Aloria's feeling like they're being pushed back just a little too much.
Yeah, we'll soon find out as they get the first grab of this point. Bark is back up and immediately back down. Aloria making sure that Yam cannot take advantage of the wonderful height bonus that Bart gives. Good stun, straight into a grab. And it's a combination that we see oh so many times, and now it's Yam's turn to do it. Gets the shock with the Thunderbird and a follow-up grab in response.
Another light uncharged poke. Yam getting some solid damage. Has to be really cautious though. This Chakram Whammer Rush combo can just eat away at their health. Any solid stun confirm can lead into it, and it's pretty undodgeable. If Aloria wanted to go for it when Yam was in the air there, that would have been a very safe confirm.
They did get the stun there, but oh, that's an arm down. This will be a great opportunity to do it, and here it comes. 375 big time damage. They're looking for one more poke, and Yam will go down. And Aloria not even past 50% yet.
A rush could balance things out, especially off of that confirm. Now Yam only looking for 1 or 2 more hits to be able to get the KO.
10 seconds left, not much time left to find it. Aloria just trying to shield up, sidesteps one grab, 3 seconds to go. Bark is poking away, but it's not gonna come. Aloria managing to dodge for every single punch Yam throws. He's gonna take the initiative in this second point.
And out comes the homie.
Yes, it was only a matter of time before we saw it.
Homie, especially since Aloria's already somewhat close to getting a rush, Homie definitely has a good time, good place. Aloria's likely expecting a more ranged game after that. Maybe thinking that the Scully Dragon was going to come out again. It's also just such a solid rush combo. Look at that damage. 455. That is half of Yam's health just off of one confirm.
That's why we say it's always it's big risk, big reward when you're playing the missiles. For damage output like that, it's second to none, really. And Yam's going to come in with a rush of their own, but Aloria sidesteps it with ease and blocks out the rest of it.
Homie zoning Yam out, just keeping him back at bay. Much like how that previous set was, where Yam was just able to safely Scully and Dragon poke Aloria down at a healthy distance. Now it's Yam who's suffering that long range and needs to get closer to be able to handle this matchup. But that also means that this rush could easily just combo through their health, especially with a fragile shield. This is actually a shield breaker.
Yeah, this is a shield, and there it is. And there it is. Aloria was like, you know what, I'm going to keep the pressure up. I'm going to make sure your arm goes down, and then I'm just going to rub salt into the runes and just blow you up.
A very destructive ending.
A very destructive ending, and it means that this set is 1 apiece. And our second match of the evening is going to go to the third match. And Sam, you're being a naughty cat, aren't you? Don't look at me like that.
I'm sitting here quietly listening for the meow.
He gave a very tiny meow. I don't think that came from the microphone at all.
It didn't. No. I'm very saddened.
Yeah, he was on the other side of the microphone, that's why I didn't pick it up.
Oh.
We're actually going to see the second and most important counterpick stage make an appearance already. We're going to Scrapyard.
It's a good place to scrap things up. It's a good field. Lots of space. Yam's probably going to want to be utilizing the Dragon a lot in this matchup if they're going to the Scrapyard. If they're sticking with Bite and Bark, they are. We're probably going to see the Dragon in most of these exchanges. Scully would probably work out alright too. Oh, we're not even actually going to see the Dragon. We've got a Seiki in tow instead, which means we do have a very long-range sniping matchup going on right here. We're going in with the homie Chilla. Yam going in with Scully Seiki.
Interesting decision to go for. Does manage to get another Scully, makes that 2 charged Scully hits. See that poison just tick away, keeping this pressure up on Aloria, not allowing her to get away. She has finally started to bet into middle stage, and those pillars already deflected a couple of hammer shots.
Yeah, the Whammer's going to struggle a little bit here, unless Aloria can get into the position where they are now, where they have Yam just clear within their sights. Until then, the pillar's going to be a very effective wall, a very protective option for Yam. But we are going to see one of them fall down, and the other is already taken a couple of hits and probably will fall before the set is done, meaning that Whammer would be far more effective.
Oh, absolutely. The lawyer just a tap away from going down now, finally shrugs off the poison. Probably hold on to this rush for as long as possible, though having said that, Yam is...
The rush can KO.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Rush can KO from here, absolutely can. 25 seconds to go. It just depends on whether the lawyer chooses to hold on to this or go for it the hard way. Got the hit and also gets the punch with the chiller. Bite Bark just drops the shield just at the last possible second. And wow, lawyer turned that around.
Fear really settled in for Yan. Had that lead, had that advantage. It was like, this is working out, I've got this. And then as soon as... that is rush pressure. That is just your opponent terrified because you have rush and they're like, I really want this round. I don't want to lose this round. I'm losing this round now. And just... I've said this before, I'll say it again. Sometimes it's better just to force them to throw out the rush. Just be like, alright, if I try to play around your rush, there's a high chance I'll lose. So let me just try to force it out of you. If you don't use it, you lose. But if you use it, then there's still a good chance that I'll win because I have that much of a lead.
And here comes Yam with a rush of their own, big time explosion. 295 sent a lawyer into crit. We've seen them turn this around before, so let's see if they can do it again as Yam dips. Oh, that's not gonna happen.
Nice confirm.
Oh no, it's not. The lawyer survives on 1 HP. The Scully finally stops that. I also thought that that was over, but no, the game went actually just a little tiny bit.
Oh, Lawyer actually put away the Chakram here, I think, in favor of that Chilla.
Yep.
I feel like the Chakram would work a bit better overall, especially now that we've got those pillars down. But that also said, the Chilla's been doing a pretty solid job in a lot of these exchanges.
Oh.
It's not going to be able to land that rush. The Chakram definitely would have been able to lead into some damage there, though.
At least got the follow-up with the Chiller. But doesn't mean they'll have to do this the hard way right. Wow, I've just lost words completely there. As Yam almost has rush available, and we've seen they've managed to connect most of their rushes so far in this match. So we'll see if they can get another one. Here it comes. Not this time. Commentator's curse. I am so sorry, Yam.
That actually could have been far worse for Yam. We've got a Whammer here, and Yam's only options are a Scully and a Seiki. That Scully would be medium weight during rush, so it's not going to be able to connect. It would just be outweighed by the Whammer fully. But the really interesting part is the Whammer can contend with the Seiki, as the Seiki would now be a heavyweight. If the Warrior was able to time that out well, they could either just get a charged Whammer to knock Yam out of their rush, or it could have easily just boxed out the Seiki and caused Yam to self-detonate there, which would have been far more detrimental to their health.
Well, 15 seconds to go, both with rush available, so it's going to come down to who gets the most damage here. Rush is going to come, both are going to throwing out the rush, and it's Ilaria who takes advantage. 5-6 seconds to go, I don't think Yam will get anything from this. All Ilaria needs to do is just not take damage, and it's over. Ilaria has beaten Yam, revenge from last night. And Ilaria, 2 tournaments in back-to-back days, has made it to winners final.
This time, having to take down the one who knocked them out of winner final last time.
Wow. Well, I'll be.
Yam tried to go for a really good rush punish there, but Ilaria was able just to set up that height advantage, go, and then again, like, Yam was going for a good play, but there is a huge problem with their attempt, what they were going for, and that was the fact that Ilaria just had a better rush. A heavier arms that could easily plow through. Yam's wasn't fast enough to hone into its target, so Ilaria was pretty much guaranteed to be able to take that exchange. And Yam just was not able to keep up as a result.
And as a result, it means that for the first time since, oh gosh, it's been a while actually since we've had Ilaria permanently booked in top 3 in the Scrapstar. I think it was the 34th Cup. So, boy, that's 10 weeks ago. And we finally have them back in top 3. That's awesome.
Well, wasn't 10 weeks ago a thing last week as well. It seems like it's turning
It's
into a pattern.
It's a recurring theme, isn't it?
We're just gonna start repeating everything that happened like 10 scrap stars ago.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll soon find out. I mean, 10 scrap stars ago, what was the top 3? It was Iceman, Ocrium, Eloria. So 2 of those aren't competed, so...
We're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get that, but we're gonna get a couple other parts.
Well, let's see if we can see another continuation from yesterday, because Southern Salisbury, reigning champion Sherry, is not going to be in the mood to go down in 2 semi-finals in a row. Now, surely that will not happen.
I mean, this is Penzo.
This is Penzo.
He's good at surprising people. He's really good at surprising people. Which is why I never write him off. I see him, I'm like, this is the player to keep an eye on. He's one... I might be a little biased here, but he is one of my favorite players watching play. He has so many interesting playstyles and approaches. He's got a really good Kid Cobra, not just because Kid Cobra is hot.
Again, no bias or anything, if I believe.
And I've seen this player do exceptionally well in events. It's really just like a gamble sometimes to see how they really turn out.
Well, we're going to see how this plays out, as we are going to start with, well, probably what people would expect to see both of these playing up with. Ribbon Girl versus Kid Cobra.
Starting things off, this is working out a little better for the Ribbon Girl. Kid Cobra is one of the characters that performs a little bit better against her, being able to have a jump that matches her height, her levels of elevation, and a popper to boot is definitely going to help out. Gives Kid Cobra a little bit more advantage, better opportunities to snipe down Ribbon Girl as she's trying to fly through the air.
Yeah, it's going to get the freeze with the chiller, and does also zoom in for that grab as well, so it puts them back on somewhat level terms, but a quick gusher hit will pop Shetty towards critical. Actually, both pretty much sharing the same health here at the moment. Both going tick for tack.
And so just looking for a confirm, an opportunity to outweigh this rush with that glusher. And he's going to be able to get it. You know he's been waiting this entire round for that one opportunity.
And
as soon as the rushes happened, he was like, please just use your rush so I can glusher it.
Yeah, it's a big arm to... You don't want to go up against that in a straight up boxing match, especially at rush level, especially if a Kid Cobra.
And especially if you just so happen to be at the angle at which the glusher fully walls out all of your attacks.
Yeah. So at this being ends, we go into point number 2. Shetty's going to start off with a little bit more of an advantage, using the slaps to a good effect here, already sending Penzo down to halfway mark and charging up their rush. That's also going to connect, and just an immediate bounce back from Shetty, complete control in this match.
I feel like it would have been wiser to hold on to that rush just so that they could have that advantage in the next round, but maybe they needed it because Penzo is turning things around right away, and Shady is actually in KO range right now.
Oh no! Oh, the rush did not happen. Ribbon Girl managed to get the denial and then gets a slap for good measure. Oh, Penzo will be a little annoyed with that.
The deflect just timed just a pinch too early, and that means that Shady's going to be able to take the round. But we do have this one immediately starting off with Penzo in advantage. 250 of Shady's health, even more so quickly chipping away. But Shady quickly knocking Penzo into the corner as well. We have that pressure going back and forth right now.
Very much so. And that's going to be a confirmed rush as well. 380. Shetty not letting up on Penzo whatsoever. And both are going to hit each other. Penzo almost in critical. Now is in critical. Does have rush available. Trying to find a way through. Does get another tap with the buff. Just about avoids the grab attempt from Shetty. KO range with the rush if they can make it land. And this could land. And it does.
That's
no, it doesn't though.
Whiffing.
Oh, the
Any
KO.
straight hit. That's all Penzo wants. A straight hit at this point. He's backed up. He's like, I just want a straight hit. Please don't get close to me. Shady's like, I want Rush.
Yeah, Rush is almost there for Shady. They just need to hold on, but they can't. The popper finally comes through. And Penzo takes the lead against the reigning champion.
The straight hit comes in at the last moment it could. And Penzo now advantage against Shady. People say ribbon girls are slow. I don't hear it much anymore because you don't see many ribbon girls. But back in the day, you heard it all the time. Ribbon girls are slow. A matchup against a ribbon girl is a very methodical thing. You're spending a lot of time waiting. Did you see any of that during that set?
Oh boy.
That was like, those two are more aggressive than I am in bracket. Like, they were going full at it. Like, just chucking a whole can of beans at each other like nobody's business.
Oh my word. So we're gonna go from the DNA Labs with all of the tubes to Temple Grounds with not quite as many tubes.
Still a lot of tubes,
Yes.
but more height advantage.
Oh yes. That slope will play its part just a little bit. Oh boy, I know I'm not gonna talk stat numbers until this set is over because Penzo could just literally throw the scripts out the water right now. I mean, we saw it get torn up yesterday. It can be burned to pieces if Penzo wins this.
We can't stick to a script on these things. It'd be nice. It would make life so much easier. That's not happening though, because we've got a dragon on the field in Temple Grounds.
Oh, boy.
Penzo has just completely changed up his loadout. That is a cool rain. That is a dragon. There's no popper here.
Yeah, Shady meanwhile bringing in that tri-bolt. Gonna keep that roaster as they usually do, and the Rang does hit it. Does not only connect, but arm weak on the left-hand side for Shady as well. But does finally get the little pop with the roaster. And it's
Tribolt's causing Penzo so much trouble right now. He's making a lot of really good angles. He's making good opportunities. But all of these angles, all of these little windows that he's creating, they're creating some very noticeable openings directly on his face, and Shady has constantly taken advantage of it. Even then, matchup's even.
yeah.
Beyond that,
no,
that's never mind.
I was like, no sooner were we both about to go, oh, well, just like that, 380, just immediately equalized it. No, immediate rush from Shady, quick response, takes the lead of this point. And Penzo gonna stick with that dragon, gonna bring in a buff instead.
The Bob is gonna help out a lot more than the cooler end. He wasn't getting any ice confirms. That the ice effect, that tornado was really good, but just the amount of times the tribal got to sneak and get a cheeky little bit of damage, it was not working out for him. So this Bob is going to just be a lot more consistent, a lot safer, and far more rewarding.
Oh, can they get the hit? No, they cannot. Unfortunately, Shady was already bouncing away. And it disrupts the rush. No damage done at all. And I hate to say it, but I don't think the dragon's working out too well here.
I had a couple of good pokes, but yeah, it's really starting to not shine as much as we might have been hoping here. These angles, the height advantage is working out so much more in Shady's favor, and they are getting so much more damage out of these exchanges. Even that grab attempt just completely whiffed.
Yeah. Having said that, once again, Penzo is coming straight back into this. As rush available, Shady is in KO range with this if Penzo is feeling spicy. But no, they're just gonna... all of their hits are for... How did that grab not connect?
That grab went in KO. That roaster is going to, though.
Ooh. I honestly thought that grab had connected on Ribbon and just went straight through. It's like, okay, never mind. Well, Shady's going to equalize this set and it's 1 apiece. But yeah, amusingly enough, most of the damage that was coming out in that match was from the Bub. Like, Shady's health was sliced all the way down just from straight up one punching with the bub. That's that's how much the dragon was not helping them.
Imagine if the Glusher was on that set.
Yeah.
Do you think Penta would have won if instead of the dragon he kept the Glusher?
Potentially. I mean, it caused Shetty a lot of problems in the first match. Our third and final match of this set is going to go to Sparring Ring. And
it would have got away. It would have got rid of that roaster and tribal a lot more efficiently too. But we're gonna be seeing a lockjaw this time with the Hydra.
Oh, a Hydra, a Ribbon Girl's greatest friend. Sorry, did I say friend? I meant enemy.
This is such a delicious little appetizing tool, especially when coupled up with a lockjaw. This is just some hearty, beefy weight coming in Shady's direction.
Oh.
That shield is going to be Shady's best friend in these exchanges. The jumps, you're not seeing any from Shady as they're recognizing it that jumping is just going to be a bad idea against a Hydra and a lockjaw.
Having said that, Rush is going to land. Pento is going to find themselves in critical already, but the Hydra quickly runs over Shady. Thankfully it wasn't charged, otherwise that would have been even more toasty, but it's going to land this time around. 405 slices Shady's health down, and that's a big time grab.
And now Penzo's in advantage all of a sudden. Shady had such a huge advantage. Where did it go?
Well, there it goes. Wow. That nearly worked beautifully there for Penzo. But unfortunately, they're going to fall foul to that grab. Shady is going to take advantage here. Wow, Penzo tried to go for that grab immediately, but not to be on this occasion. And another stun and a quick slap for good measure from Shady.
This is going to be a little more steadier for Penzo, but he has to be careful. The Rush can definitely still outbox him. Shady looking for that window right now, trying to bait something out with his dance, with this song, just moving around, doing their best to stay an impossible target to hit.
Oh, but now they're pinned in this corner. It's exactly where Penzo would like them. And the Rush is going to come out, and this is going to KO.
No, not yet.
Oh.
But Penzo just needs one hit of anything. He just wants some damage.
Yep, and there it is. Hydra will connect. Shady will start this final point with Rush already available, so let's see how quickly Shady decides to blink with this. Penzo gonna stick with what worked.
Again, another pineapple grab attempt coming out, but Shady, playing Ribbon Girl, just gonna kind of quickly jump out of the way. You're not really gonna be able to catch a Ribbon with the pineapple grab just because of how fast, how they're always just gonna unpredictably jump into the air, one direction or another.
Yep, and so far Shady has the advantage already. Penzo down past the halfway mark. And now finally gets pinned down in the corner. Can Penzo make this work again? Another Hydra poke. Both now with Rush readily available. Who's going to get the next hit? It's again going to go the way of Penzo. They're starting to slowly pull their way back into this. Another big hit. This is going to be a Rush. Juggling them into the corner. Gets 195. But Shady can still KO from this range, I think.
Yeah, if Shady lands a full rush or gets a confirmed off of that tribal, this is game over for Penzo. He basically just, the only thing he can get hit by is a charged roaster.
Shady into critical condition. They're trying to find a way through. They're trying to find an opportunity to go for this rush. Here it comes.
That's not going to KO?
No, it will not KO.
Now on his last leg.
Yep. Just about hit Shady. One more hit for even as a tri-bolt, and Shady pulls it off. Shady with the comeback denies Penzo a place in the winners final, and the reigning champion will go through to the winners final in a very, very close set. Both of these semi-finals have been quite incredible.
Quite breathtaking already.
Oh,
I think. Even if Penzo was able to box down that roaster, I wonder if the Bub would have been around long enough to stop the tribal as well. I think Shady spaced it out well enough that the tribal would have been able to get in regardless. So just a really good forced position where I think that was definitely a checkmate.
Oh yeah. which is it's such a shame, especially with the fact that at that point Penzo still had enough time to charge up for a rush if they wanted to play that kind of game, but Shetty quickly taking advantage of that. And it does mean our winners final is coming up next, and it's going to be between reigning champion Shetty and Aloria. Aloria looking for their first win of the Scrapstar series, and Shetty looking to not only retain the title but win it for a 7th time. And just to let you know how important it is for Aloria. Again, just like with yesterday, I don't think Aloria has ever made it into the grand final of the Scrapstar. No, they have not. So
I don't think they've made it to the grand finals of anything yet, so this would be a huge first for them.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a second for Aloria right now.
Yeah.
But it would be a huge first for them to make it to grand finals.
it would certainly... I mean, how do you one-up yesterday's performance? By making it to the winners' final for the first time in the Challenge Cup history? I don't know, by making it to the grand final in the very next tournament. It's just how it goes, so... Oh.
I'll also bring up, Yan was able to take Yoshi Bowser down 2-0, and will be moving on to face off against Penzo, which will be the next stream coming right up.
Aww. So no dice again for Yoshi, but you're getting better. Like we saw in that first match against Penzo, that you're definitely good at getting some good plays in. You're definitely having some good moments. So it'll happen. It'll happen, Yoshi. I believe.
We're gonna see it one of these days. It keeps getting closer.
And the bans are now coming on from Laura and Shetty. And lo and behold, we're going to be starting on the well-rounded mausoleum.
Ever classic. One of the more popular stages for most people. You see this stage so often. It also helps that it's one of the more visually relaxing stages too. Like the music's definitely very intense, but you go into this stage and it lets you kind of focus on the match because it's just a lot more relaxing, a lot more chill. There's a lot less pressure on the environment. I do really like how soft a lot of the colors in this game are. How it's not all loud noises that are trying to get your attention like Name Redacted and Snake Park is. And even those ones are they're greens and blues, which are, again, very soft colors.
Okay, our first match is about to be on the way. Remember, this is a best of 5 set now, since we are in winners final. Shetty gonna be bringing in Ribbon Girl, as is usually the case. Aloya gonna bring in Tintal, and a Rockin', a Chakram, and a Chilla.
I feel like these are really good picks for this matchup. Shady, of course, going in with their classic, and as usual, very solid setup for Ribbon Girl, and just general play against most, if not all, opponents.
A charged trade there. Shetty gets a chill, and Aloya gets catapulted to the other side of the arena. Always nice to see. Just don't do that when you're both in critical, please.
Oh yeah. One of the cases where the roaster is going to come out just a little on top, as that freeze effect is not going to last long enough for Aloria to get back up and start playing that freeze game.
Oh.
But so far, does Aloria even need that? Holding on to a slight health lead right now, and currently just took away Shady's rush.
Yeah, that was a really good play from Aloria there. Now has rush of their own. Just decides on when they want to go ahead and get into a good position to go for that. Dodging the grab, now going to come out with the rush. Nicely done by Aloria. 300 damage to Shetty and puts them on the cusp of crit.
Shetty patiently looking for a moment to get that punish. Lands a Slamamander. That's going to be the first damage on that center platform as well.
And here comes another rush. This might force a shield break, and it actually forces Aloria to sidestep into it. I think they realized that they were on the cusp of it. And as a result, they're in critical now with 10 seconds to go. Get a grab. Where is this actually?
Any damage? Any damage?
Oh my goodness. Oh, boxes is out, and it does go to Shetty. I was looking at that bar trying to figure out who had the slight lead, and it was indeed Shetty by millimeters, if that.
And the Chakram gonna start off with the lead, just dancing right around that Burchuck and Roaster.
Yeah, it's like, it's always nice when you see the Chakram get the stun on the first go round, because it essentially means you can just follow up for free damage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and we got ourselves a trampoline.
And again, another solid read with the rush. Chakram just going to wall out everything Shady's throwing out there, and allows for Aloria to start off with a bit of a lead. But now Ribbon Girl can be a little scary. She's always able to be like permanently suspended in the air, constantly bouncing back and forth. Can just be incredibly difficult to catch now.
Having said that, Aloria did get a good read just a moment ago there, where Shady tried to come in advance, and the Chakram just pipped her straight out of the air.
The large body of the Chakram just really helps it out compared to how a lot of people would think. It's still just big enough, and it can find its mark pretty easily. And we're seeing that right now as Shady is one hit away from getting KO'd. Aloria still just above 75% health, gonna go just above 50.
Oh, slow down the grab, you just saw it there. Shady is gonna connect with this rush though, and send Aloria on the cusp of crit. 20 seconds to go, surely Shady is not gonna pull this off again. You never know, we've seen stranger things happen. The 10 seconds starts the countdown. They land a Roaster hit, but they still need to hit one more time. They need to close this gap, and Aloria knows that. They're just dodging for dear life, and actually gets the KO on 0. Gotta love the last second punch.
Comes up more often than you'd think.
Well, this first match is still going to be in first match, because it's an equalizer at the moment, so who's going to take the initiative? Shady almost got rushed back up. Aloria starts with it. Who's going to blink first between the two? Well, both now have rush available. Twintail bouncing on the trampoline. Did not quite make the ledge there. Finally does so, and drops in with a rush.
Now Aloria can start trying to build up that rush. Has to be careful though, because Shady could easily use this rush advantage to try to pressure Aloria down, give them a really hard time and some fierce damage. But Shady, a little too greedy with that rush, trying to go in for the mind games, and ends up getting punished as a result. Just chooses to go for it the second time, and that's gonna balance things out.
Yeah, I was gonna say they played themselves for a bit of a silly moment there, where they just came in with like, all right, come on then, throw out. I'm gonna do the rush, and then they got bipped by the chiller. It's like, it's your own fault. You were asking for that.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes it's better just to force the rush out. Be like, I'm not gonna be afraid of your rush, because I've got rush advantage building up again, and I'm just gonna really capitalize on it and deepen this wound.
And Aloria is going to take the lead with this if they can land a blow. They just need one more hit, and Shady knows that, but is going to fall foul to the Chakram. And for the second match, the second set in a row, Shady is going to start behind, and Aloria takes the lead.
I do really like that teacup that Twintail has.
Yeah.
It's a nice teacup.
We all
it
need
matches her.
We all need a teacup like that.
Just one you can bring out mid-battle.
Yeah.
Just somewhere. It was in her hair.
It's like, hang on a sec, and what? Just be like the villager from Smash Bros. It's like, oh, hang on a second, haha.
Here's my teacup. I'm gonna drink it now because I won. Yay! And we're gonna be heading to Scraps Yard next.
You were gonna say Scrapstar, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. Definitely not. Why would I ever say that?
Because it's your tournament.
No, you.
It's not my tournament. Yeah. You can't know me on that one.
It's Scrapyard. Go to the Scrapyard. It's fun. We like the Scrapyard.
Yes, we do. Ooh.
Tamashi, what's your favorite thing about the Scrapyard?
That it's Mechanica's home turf.
My favorite is the little drawings that are actually on the pillar. There's little chalk drawings that Nika has drawn on there. A couple of little posters. They go away upon like the first 1 or 2 hits. But if you look closely while you're playing the set, before any damage has been done to them, like there's some cute little art. Like there's a little ribbon over on one side. There's a little Mechanica with her arms that she one day might get on the other.
To be fair, I'm okay with an arm sequel where Mechanica still doesn't have her arms. Like, I'm still all for that.
I don't see an issue with that, because that just means we gotta see the Mechanica 2.0.
Exactly, and I would be absolutely fine with that. We're gonna see ourselves in a Twin Tail Ditto match, and Shetty's gonna bring a Chakram to the fight too. Immediately gets themselves a grab. They take a couple of pokes from Aloya though, both now with Rush available, and Aloya is also repping that Whammer gang.
Whammer gang not going to be representing too well here, holding up too well, as that Rush is not going to be able to deflect that roaster, and it sings right in, takes it away.
Yep, Aloya down past halfway. Shetty with Rush advantage, probably able to hold on to this, and gets another stun as well. Aloya into critical, and this is not working out for them at all.
Whammer is such a tricky arc to use against Twin Tail. The right Twin Tail, it works wonders. But if you're not able to pressure, if you're not able to... You have to build your loadout to make Whammer work against Twin Tail. If you don't make your loadout specifically work with Whammer, Whammer's not going to work. Especially against a Twin Tail. You have to be able to get some really good pokes and force them into plays that allow that Whammer to come out.
Yeah. Ironically enough, they have decided to stick with the Rammer, so... they're going to try out something different, but it's not working at the moment. Another charged roaster hit pips Aloya down. But the Chakram's going to get the stun, so it'll slow down Shetty just a little bit. Gets a second one, actually.
Shetty just desperately wanting to get rid of those pillars, just sick and tired of them. This is a shield breaker. Oh, but a nice dodge is going to deny that. And a successful connection for Shady, going to allow them to set up that health lead.
Yeah, Aloy, I think, was trying to be a little greedy there. Just tried to commit to it to try to at least stop Shedy's rush, but ends up taking way more damage. They're being forced into a corner. Does manage to get the stun again, but can't again take advantage of it. And this is just a straight up boxing match here. Who's going to get the first blow? And start to take advantage again. Actually, Aloy is coming back into this. Gets another successful wham.
At that close range, the Whammer's a little bit faster, a lot better at just protecting its user. And that's going to give Aloria a chance to get some redemption here. Has to find a confirm for that rush, though.
No, not going to happen.
And that's not going to be it.
Yeah. Shetty activated it first. Aloria unfortunately was hesitating a little bit. And that is going to give Shetty the equalizer. It is one apiece in this set.
Again, a lot of these final interactions very much play into checkmate situations where Aloria might have been able to do something there, but basically, if they didn't get a frame perfect response with that Whammer, and even then the Chakram could have went around that Whammer, and Shady could have still took it. But if Aloria chose to shield, they take a lot of chip damage, and then even if they choose to go for rush, Shady can probably pretty confidently just back up, shield, and will be perfectly okay. That one rush interaction basically was Shady just being like, I win here. You can't beat me. And Aloria just kind of agreed.
We are going to see match number 3 take us to DNA Lab. And I don't think Shedy's going to change, so it looks like it's still going to be a twin tail for Shedy. Thumbs up, go up. Let's see if Aloria is going to stick with Twin Tail as well, or are they going to choose to switch into something like Min Min? Yep, we are going to see the Min Min. And a feeling that might come out at some point, but realizing that Shedy's Twin Tail is still quite the beast.
Speaking of beasts, we have double Whammer.
Oh my god.
The Forbidden Wobble Tech has entered the field.
Aloria, what are you doing?
Can Aloria utilize this Wobble Tech, though? Very few have been able to demonstrate its true power, the true threatening aura of the Wobble Tech.
Well, gets a 1-2 quite early on, so, and already has the Dragon Arm up on one of those, so if a normal Whammer was bad enough, you've got a Dragon Whammer on your tail now, and Shedy's feeling it. Finally starts dancing around, does get the Coolerang. Rush is going to come out, but it's not going to connect. Just chip damage and nothing more.
Oh, gonna catch Aloria out the second time. A nice grab. And this rush is going to be basically uncontested when there's 2 whammers on the field.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately just too slow to really properly react. Does get another hit in. Should get enough to get the Dragon Arm up. I think they have. They hit the tube. Not quite what you wanted to do. And again, they just trade blows and another big whammer hit. And Aloria cannot take another point of damage, but is still trying to wail on in with these hammers, and Shetty just missing with the rang, but does not miss on the second time of asking. And is going to take the initiative in this third point. Will Aloria choose to switch? Yes, they do. Aloria drops the memes and goes for Chakram and Homie.
I think if Aloria got a little bit more arm damage, that could have been a shield breaker and led into Aloria being able to take it.
Oh no, it's a double! No, it's a double explosion. Aloria was too close for that. And their own explosion sends them back. And Shetty is going to take full advantage of that now and just put a full-on stop to this. Aloria's got some work to do to get back into this. And that's another big-time grab. Aloria a punch away from going down. And there it is. And Shetty, once again, performing the comeback. Now leading the set 2-1.
That's, again, the homie giveth and the homie taketh away. You really have to be aware of those situations, those exchanges. Aloria needed to be able to be like, oh, the homie got boxed. I need to take a step back during the rush just to make sure that I don't blow up. And if you're not somebody like Gillibo, who spent countless days just like getting everything set up, it's so much more difficult to be able to get that sorted out.
Well, just waiting on the ban, not the ban, we're waiting for the pick from the lawyer, because Shetty's banning the same stages, which is Via and Buster. Shetty never really a fan of Via dolls. And we're going to go to Sparring Ring for our 4th match. Aloria needs to try and find a way of equalizing the set if they want to keep their chances of going straight through to the grand finals alive. Shetty, reigning champion, has come back from behind for the 2nd match in a row. Was 1-0 down against Penzo, ended up winning that 2-1. Was 1-0 down against Aloria, is now 2-up and looking to go 3-1 and straight into the grand final. And Aloria are going to switch to Lola. Gonna come out with a Chakram and a Toaster. Nope, yeah, Chakram and a Toaster. You seen much of Aloria's Lola?
Have I? I don't think I actually have, though I'm probably mistaken on that. I have seen lots of Lola just in general, though. And Lola's just a solid character, has some very exceptional movement, especially with those shield options. You can just play around with this character and do so many amazing things. Like get Ice Chained right there, but be able to find your way out even still.
Yeah, but unfortunately will fall foul to that rush as well, and puts Lola straight into critical. Not quite being able to be a bouncy shield as much as they'd like to. Gonna fling over a rush of their own and does connect with it. Sends Shetty down almost into critical. Needs a couple more hits for them to join him down there. Finally does so now. Oh, and gets the stun. Oh, gets the punch, dealt the grab. I think they're at quite an awkward angle to do so, but they're looking for one more punch. But the last thing they want to do is get grabbed by Shetty here, but it's not going to happen. Forcing Twin Tail into that corner, not allowing them to really move anywhere else, and does get the KO in the end. There you go. It's not... You know, you can take the ice chains, but as long as you get the KO, you're fine. Let's see an umbrella coming out.
This is basically the same loadouts.
Yeah.
It's just Fire Glove and Parasol.
Yeah. The only difference is that one glove is unguided, and that rush this time will not connect. Doesn't get the shield break either. Forces that arm weak on the right side, but... Oh, finally does get the grab.
Oh, and two solid calls for Shady. Aloria has Rush, and Shady's just like, no, I don't care. I'm still gonna grab you. And the third attempt, Aloria gonna be able to punish this time. But only for like, what was that, like 30 damage?
Yeah,
40
if
damage?
that. I mean, you could see, like, it's just a sliver of health taken off Shady. And once again, it seems to be the common theme that when Shady and Aloria play with, like, either the same character or the same arms, it seems to be Shady who ends up coming out on top of these exchanges.
Oh, gonna get locked into a boxing match. Aloria finds their way out of the corner. There is a nice rush or a roaster waiting for them.
Yeah, it will be the roaster. I knew at that kind of stage, Shady would probably try and hold on to the rush for this point. Aloria isn't that far behind from getting a rush of their own, but, well, it's a must-win for Aloria at this point. If Shady wins this, they're into the grand final. And Aloria gonna drop the Brawler and bring back that Chakram.
Might be able to work around that Parasol, but it could easily just be straight out boxed by it too. Just really depends on the exchange, the situation. So far though, neither has found their way in to do any damage up to this point.
And then no sooner you said that, Shady powers through the Parasol.
Ah, it do be that way.
Yeah, it really does be like that sometimes. Both with rush available. Arm weak on the left-hand side. Will Aloria go for the shield break? Yes, they will. And it's gonna catch the. It's gonna catch it in the end. 270 and keeps the arm weak on that left-hand side and successfully dodges not quite all of Shady's rush. And gets juggled by the Umbrella as well. Needs to be a little careful here. Oh, and a full charged roaster to the face. Big time damage, but starting to peg Shady back a little bit. Very, very nervy fight here. 30 seconds left to go. Both jostling for position in that center area. Finally gets a quick 1-2 combo and a stun. Sends Shady into critical condition, but Aloria cannot afford to take much more damage here. Both should have rushed up soon. So it's really just a case of who's going to get the faster hit here. And
oh, that's not going to be it.
no.
Aloria does have a chance.
No.
But the roaster is going to take that chance away.
They went for the grab. I'm not entirely sure if the grab was a good idea there, especially when you know Shady's going to activate the Actress Aura. And as a result, it is going to be 3-1 to Shady, and Aloria still can't book their ticket into Grand Finals. They'll have to try and play it out in the Underground Final, and Shady, reigning champion, is in the Grand Final yet again. And I say yet again because it really is like that. Shady is in the Grand Final for the 15th time.
It's a fun place to be.
It really is. But without further ado, we're going to bring you the underground bracket now. So Yam obviously took out Yoshi 2-0. Now Yam will go up against Penzo. And this is the underground semi-final. The winner of this will take on Aloria in the underground final.
If Yam takes this, does that mean we get a rematch of the rematch?
Oh, for Pete's sake, not again.
The rematch of the decade, again, for the third time in a row.
The epic trilogy. They fight.
The rematch, episode 3, the rematch of the rematch, which we have the rematch.
It's like, alright, you two fought in winners final yesterday. Today you fight in the first semi-final. And if Yam wins this, we then get you a third time in 2 days. And this time will be the underground final. I mean, honestly, I don't know at this point.
Yeah, it's all hype. That's the story of a small group, small lobbies, and so on and so forth.
Oh, exactly. But in either case, there is quite a lot at stake here because last week's Scrapstar series, the top 3 went the way of, in order, Shady, Yam, and Penzo. Yam and Penza find themselves in the underground semi, which means one of these two are not going to make it into top 3 this week. So
I do also want to come in with a bit of exciting information. This is not the final PR tournament for the Scrapstar. We do, of course, we've got the EUAC coming up next week, but we also have the day after will be the PR finale with the 45th EU Scrapstar.
So next weekend is going to be a ton of fun. I say next weekend because the ARMS weekend technically starts on Sunday.
Yeah. It's going to be a very hype one. Two final big brackets that could very likely determine quite a bit.
Yep.
Not sure how much, but we'll just have to see and find out.
We certainly will. And it does mean that if you don't do well in the Challenge Cup on Sunday, we would definitely encourage you to take part in the Scrapstar series the very next day because, like I said, last 2 tournaments to gain PR points. As we progress now into the Underground semi-final, this will be our last best of 3 for the evening. It will be Penzo as Kid Cobra coming in with a clapback.
Kid Cobras are very well known for their liking of the clapback.
As long as he doesn't bring out the Guardian, we're fine.
Clapback Guardian? I'm down. Let's go.
Don't you dare.
But rather than a Guardian, we do have Penzo going in with the Hydra right now. Again, very scary for Ribbon Girls, but Yam right now feeling pretty confident against this. Currently has dealt a hefty amount of Penzo's health and has secured a light lead, only to have it taken away by getting confirmed by their very own Thunderbird.
On one hand, you hate to see it. On the other hand, you love to see a charged Thunderbird just bounce off the clapback straight into your face. And that's what it does. Its rush is also very adjusted as well. It's just extends. And Penzo gonna fall down to a grab, both on similar health here, both with rush available. Well, either of them choose to blink. And it is going to be Penzo who commits to it and does catch with the clapback, but wasn't able to get the finishing blow. Yam was just about able to land on their feet and block the rest of it. They survive on 1 HP. Penzo looking for the bird to hit around with the curve, but it did not happen. Yam holds on for DLI, 15 seconds left to go, forces Penzo into crit, guys to go for the grab, but it does not connect. They need to hit Penzo, but they can't. I think it's the clapback again.
They don't hit Penzo, they end up hitting themselves.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna thought about bringing the bird truck in. Now gonna stick with the Thunderbird and that Chiller. And gets run over by the Hydra yet again. Grab just about avoiding Yam. And despite the way that started out for Penzo, they really turned that back on its head.
Yeah. Penzo's starting to really warm up to how... Clapback's one of those arms. Like, you can be really good, you can be really confident in how it plays, but it's one of those things you do need a little bit to warm up. It might not be much, but you do need a few interactions to be able to be like, all right, this is how you just suffocate your opponent with a clapback.
And he just stands there.
Like that, bait them out, and then you punish them with the clapback bap.
That was filthy, Penzo. You'd absolutely deserve to go down, but you're not gonna have that happen to you. 255, baits out the grab, recovers from the shock in time, and sends Yam into critical.
See, my favorite thing about also learning the clapback is now I see this stuff and I'm like, I can do that.
And Penzo is going to turn that around and is going to lead this best of 3, 1-0.
I do want to also announce we have the link ready for next week. Link is in chat. I made a post in tournaments in the tournament channel of Planet Scrapstar. If you want to pre-register, make sure that you've secured yourself a nice place so that you don't forget until like literally a minute after the event and then try to register when it's well too late. Do make sure you pre-register. It will help you out a lot more in the long run.
And it'll help us too, because we then get more stuff to commentate on and bring you results for. Because one of the things I do like, what I do like doing is that when other matches are going on, and whilst you're commentating on the match, you sort of look at the results but like, this is what's currently happening. And it's like, last night was a great example of that, where it was like, there were a few matches going on and it was like, wait, what? Did that really happen? Are you serious? It's like, okay. So, it helps everybody in the long term. And we are going to see Temple Ground come up. Yep. I had to double confirm that because it says Redemple Temple.
Redemple Temple? Let's go.
Panzo, please.
It is the... I like that. It sounds nice. The Redemple Temple.
Redemple
I like
Temple.
that.
Red Dead Redemple 2. Alright, Kid Cobra versus Min Min this time round. Yeah, I'm gonna bring out the big guns. Gonna go in with a umbrella. And if you stop for a second, it is the roaster. I thought it was. Panzer,
Yes.
meanwhile, gonna bring in a nade.
Nade is such a scary tool to use. It's such a scary tool to have, and it's even scarier to play against because a charge hit is just a solid 150 damage. When it's charged, it's safe on shield pretty much in all interactions. And when you've got a clapback you're trying to play around as well, it just makes things really confusing and frustrating for a lot of people.
It's almost like a wall. The ticking time bomb is a wall. And again, Penzo just sort of like throws the clapback out and then starts wandering around a little bit. Picks up a big 175 grab and yeah, we're already down past 50%.
Yam does have a decent amount of damage, and if they can find a way to create a confirm with that parasol, or just force something out of Penzo, like that, that can easily turn the tides in their favor now.
Yeah.
Now, just the sliverest of leads.
sends the Brella back towards Yam, who is having to really stay on their toes for those kind of things. But yeah, Penzo, I thought they got just about enough of a jump, but they didn't. They got kind of caught up. And that rush really doing big damage, but Yam on the cusp of critical. Well, never mind, they are definitely in critical now with 10 seconds to go. Penzo has health lead, still pushing for that KO. Actually gets another bit of damage, making that a little bit more harder for Yam, and well, ends up getting the KO with 2 seconds to go. And this puts Penzo on the cusp of booking their ticket into winners final, not winners final, underground final. Yam immediately going back, but realized that Penzo was probably going to be on them quick enough, gets the grab, and now will charge that dragon armor.
Phoenix is definitely going to be a solid pick, just allows Yam to have such an easier time against that clapback. The thing, as the Phoenix just will consistently, like most of the options when you're throwing out that Phoenix are going to work around that clapback. That max girth is going to punish Yam, tries to dodge around, but that beefy body just allows for Penzo to connect properly.
Yeah, 175 on Yam's rush as well. It does send Penzo into critical. Penzo gets a big time grab, it's what they needed, disables that dragon arm, and quickly get caught up by an uncharged Phoenix. Thankfully it wasn't anything more than that. Now trying to straight up outbox Yam. Not the easiest thing to do. They cannot take a single point of damage anymore. Yam isn't exactly in the most comfortable position either. Now definitely not in a comfortable position. And on the floor to take another one of those grabs. Look at this. Penzo forcing them into the corner, but unfortunately they are going to fall foul to another Phoenix. It really has been a thorn in Penzo's side this match, but they're going to stick with the clapback. And I think Yam realizing that having their Phoenix on that dragon arm, just look how big it makes that bird.
It's so big. It helps so much in catching Penzo. It just makes it such a formidable weapon, and especially since Penzo's got a clapback as one of his arms, Yam really only has to be cautious of that nade in a lot of these exchanges. Just focus on making sure that you're aiming in such a way that you're not falling for the clapback, and then just beyond that, you're just like, well, now I only have to worry about the nade.
Arm weak on the left-hand side of Yam. Arm is down. Can Penzo come up and take advantage? He cannot. And it goes back away from them. And despite being pinned in that corner, Penzo couldn't do anything about it. And now they're getting just flat out punched through. Every attempt that they try to fling Yam's way is just being met. And Penzo already in critical. Yam hasn't even broken a sweat yet in this match. And that was definitely not going to hit from there. Yam able to deflect that. That's going to be the KO. No, it's not. Phoenix not quite able to get all of that. Penzo has a mountain to climb with 20 seconds to go. So they're sure if they can do it. And yep, it's definitely going to be done now. Roaster does hit. And Yam is going to equalize the set one apiece. It's just so many matches in this tournament. I swear, we're going the distance for quite a lot of these.
Yeah, I mean, these players are going all out. They do want those points. It's a small bracket, but still, those points are, like, really good. They're really tasty. Any first place is a good first place.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you still absolutely deserve it because, you know, everyone who enters, you know, they know what they're doing. They certainly have the competitive nature. They know what they're good at. And they've fought each other so many times at this point. It really just comes down to just some of the most tiniest mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But yet we're going to wait for the bands to come up. The winner of this match will take on a lawyer in the underground final. Sparring and Viados will not be appearing in this semi-final match. So where will Penzo take us to? Back to Mausoleum? Maybe back to DNA Lab? I think the only stage we haven't seen so far is Buster Beach. I think Buster's the only one that hasn't featured
Have we
tonight.
seen it?
No, Buster hasn't been out tonight.
I can't help but feel like it has.
Yeah.
But you're probably right on that.
I'm pretty sure it hasn't. Can everybody confirm in chat? Hey, we're going to Buster Beach! Oh, thank you, Penzo. Oh, wow. And yeah, I think the reason why I know we hadn't had Buster was purely because of the fact that we had Fire Dolls, but we didn't have Buster. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure they fought in the hot. No, they fought in the Fire Pocket. Never mind. It was definitely not Buster. But now that you've said that, I'm going to scroll back up just to make sure. Yeah, because quite a lot of the times Buster was... There was a good few moments where Buster was banned, so yeah. Okay then, so both are ready to go. Are we going to see a similar matchup? I mean, will Penzo really play anything but Cobra?
I mean, Penzo does play things other than Cobra, so maybe. But it looks like he's really in the mood to play Kid Cobra.
Yep, I'm going to see that Min coming back for Yam as well. I'm going to keep with that Phoenix. Looks like Penzo is going to drop that clap back. And what are we going to see for Penzo's initial match? I spy a Lockjaw.
We've got matching Lockjaws on the battlefield.
The only difference between these two is that one will be coming in with a roaster alongside it, and the other will come in with a boomerang.
Truly a sight to behold. Quite a spectacle. A very rare occasion do you get the chance to see Lockjaw on the field, let alone two of them on opposing sides.
Watch next, they'll both equip double Lockjaw.
Oh.
For the spiciest of memes.
Oh, this isn't necessarily memes going on right here. Penzo and Yam definitely very confident in their choice. You know that they have a good idea going on. I don't think it was agreed upon between these two that they were going to go Lockjaw here, so this is a fun little nod, but that is going to be an unfortunate whiff.
Yeah, does force the shield break though, so Yam is forced into critical condition. As the rank just bounces home to see off the shield in the end. Just missing on that sidestep from Yam. Rush is going to come out, will catch Penzo, and big time, 360 damage, both now into crit. And another Lockjaw projectile connects. That one's just going to bounce harmlessly off the platform. Penzo cannot take another hit. Oh, they try to go for the grab, but Yam was onto that. Immediately slid out and follows up with a quick roaster hit and takes the initiative. They could book their ticket into top 3. And Penzo's going to drop the lockjaw completely and come in with the Hydra. Yam went all the way back. I think they got the dragon up. They certainly did. And now they're in that corner. They're in that pocket. It's not where you want to be. And Penzo actually, I think, just dropped the guard just a little bit too early again. And dashes straight into another grab from Yam. This is not helping their chances here, both with rush available as well. But Penzo has quite a way back into this, but we've seen him do it before. And again, just closes that distance. Feel like more of that fear of that rush again, and Yam just falls foul to a grab. And another grab from Penzo. And that quickly takes Yam's health back level. But all Yam needs now is a rush. And that will get the KO for them at this range. And it most definitely will now that Penzo is in crit. And this is the rush both comes out, and Penzo, there was, again, it felt like a checkmate situation again. And it's Yam who gets the better of it. And what is it with this tournament with people coming from behind? Penzo took the lead in this set as well, and Yam comes back from behind to win it 2-1.
So many comebacks, so many rematches, so many turns around, so many checkmates.
Oh my gosh, this is getting out of control. I feel, this is the part where I'm going to feel really bad for Loria, because it's like, how many times? I think we made this joke like a few weeks back with 2 different people, where it was just like, it's these 2 again fighting each other. I think it was Kozolina and Yam back then, whereas Kozolina and Yam just kept drawing each other over and over and over again. Now it's happening with Valoria.
It's unavoidable. It's fate.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Yes. I also want to add in that there are going to be some of the strong boxes coming in once again for the PR finale for the EU Scrapstar. So even if you're not necessarily interested in the spectacle, or if you're not specifically interested in making it to the Invitational, you can definitely, I'm pretty
Keep going.
You can, even if you're not interested in the EU Invitational, don't think you're going to be able to make it to that bracket, you can still get a little bit of a prize, a couple of little gifts and nods, a little bit of a reward if you're able to place well enough in the event. So yeah, do sign up.
Please do. We would greatly appreciate it. So we are gearing ourselves up for the underground final. Yam versus Aloya. Yam has been here before. Has won this tournament before. Twice now, if I remember rightly. Is it twice or is it still once? No, it is twice. Yam did win it twice. Aloya, once again, find themselves in a top 3 position. First time in 10 weeks that they've been here. But second time in 2 days, if we're counting what happened yesterday with the Challenge Cup. Can they go one better and throw a curveball, or will it be Sheddy versus Yam in the finals for the 3rd week in a row? Because Sheddy won last week and Yam won the week before. So those 2 are consistently placing in that top 3, top 2 area. So this is a glorious chance to create quite a bit of a stir. But we know Yam, they've been here before. And something tells me they're not going to be playing around either. And we're going to start our underground final set on Mausoleum. Remember that from here on out the matches will be best of 5s. Both the underground final, the grand final, and, if it's needed, the grand final reset. Yam will be coming in with Lollapop, and Aloya will be coming in with Twintel. Best of luck to everyone involved, and we are going to see that Megawatt popping up on Eloria's side. Will they choose to bring it out the first time round? Nope, just the Chilla and the Chakram for now.
Two really solid picks against Lola Pop. Really good at just kind of canceling out a lot of her movement. If you get a freeze chain going, it can mess up a lot of Lola players. And Yam, of course, going in. This is a very classic Yam loadout. Sparky and that Scorpid. Really good confirms. Normally something that I'd look at and would see as fairly unconventional, but Yam makes it work really well. Especially with being able to get those short hops, constantly being in the air.
Speaking of being in the air, though, Eloria is taking full advantage of that trampoline. Every time they bounce up, they just slow it down, keep that pressure alive, and Yam hasn't got an answer for it at the moment. Does manage to get a Sparky hit, but it was a trade, and Eloria's going to come in for the rush. Is that a KO? It is a KO. And, you know, every now and then when the trampoline comes out and it favors a certain character or two, yeah, Eloria took full advantage of that.
Yeah.
And now Yam's going to bring out the Tri-Blast instead of that Scorpio. And now Eloria just waiting for Yam to come forward. Tries to do the whole dodge, but it's not going to happen. 285 is the damage on the rush. But they're still getting tags in with the Chakram, so it's still keeping them somewhere in this match, but almost down to 50 already. Yam suddenly has a bit more of an answer this time round. The blast not going to connect this time round, and look at Eloria just putting so much pressure on Yam here. Going to go for the rush, and again connects with it. And that's another 300. Just how casual Twintel is. It's like, yeah, I'm throwing out a rush, I'm also bouncing on a trampoline. What are you going to do about it?
Eloria was able to get a freeze on top of that, couldn't follow up with an ice chain. But currently is holding on to a bit of a lead, but that lead could easily disappear if Yam just finds one good rush opportunity. Any confirm would be enough. This is going to be not even a shield breaker this time.
And Eloria tried to get a quick grab out. No, the rush did not connect! They tried to go for the quick KO on the rush, but it did not happen. 20 seconds to go. Arm weak on the right-hand side. Yam is a punch away from going down. Eloria, well, at this point, with 10 seconds to go, you really don't want to take a punch.
And they're not going to be taking a punch. In fact, inflicting one up towards Yam. And Eloria win.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Yes. Yes.
So Eloria...
Much congrats.
Much indeed. So... Oh wow, Yam... Yam immediately making the next stage known. These two are going to be very quick fast with this. So Sparring Ring is the next stage. I'm just going to make sure I actually got that right. And remember, this is a best of 5, and Eloria is going to swap. Eloria swapping from Twintel to Lollipop.
You people really like your dittos.
What?
Oh no, yeah.
Joke's on you! I was about to say, Yam might not stick with Lola, and yeah.
I got dunked on.
Yes, you did. So Yam gonna bring in Ribbon Gold, gonna bring in a Chiller and a Thunderbird. Eloria gonna bring a Toaster and a Chakram.
And it's gonna be a quick confirm to start things up, setting up some tempo. Might be telling us a bit of the story on what to expect going forward here. Yeah, Eloria still has a lot of health, a lot of time to work with. Yeah. One Thunderbird confirmed within the first few seconds can be a little demoralizing, but it's not enough to stop most people.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, we've seen so many people come back. Like, yes, it's important to get the first hit, but it isn't completely important that you get that first hit. But as it stands, both on similar kind of help, and it's Eloria who's gonna blink first. Actually has the rush before Yam's even charged theirs up. That's a decent amount of damage and sends Yam almost into critical, and Arwick on that right hand side consistently gets away with the shock this time round and is going to get the Chakram as well. Beautifully done from Eloria. Yam finally clenching back with a charged up Chiller, but has a lot of work cut out for them here. Cannot afford to take one more punch. Aloria has 30 seconds. I thought they got the grab, but the Thunderbird comes in clutch. But the Chakram makes sure that there will be no further action in that match.
Thunderbird with just a fabulous nope, but no nope is enough if there's only one nope.
Oh,
and that
indeed.
means that Aloria is going to be able to take the round. Chakram is like so amazing. It's so easy to forget how good this arm is after all of the nerfs it's endured. But it's still like extremely difficult to play around. It's extremely challenging to fight back against sometimes, especially when you are backed up against a wall. Yam though did have a lot of space, and when you have the space to dodge a Chakram, it's pretty easy.
And Aloria is not going to get away from the rush this time round, 260. And Yam's the one who starts off with the bigger health lead. But again, we saw Aloria pull this back last time round. So, you never know how this will go. And the Burchuk straight into the face. Another quick 1-2 combination. And Yam making this loadout work just that little bit better.
The Burchuk just a better, steadier rush really gives Yam more room to work with. And the Burchuk just, again, being a lot more steadier and consistent than the Thunderbird, while it's not going to be as reliable with those confirms, just being able to consistently batter down your opponent's attacks really makes a big difference.
It certainly does, and they got 2 grabs in there as well. And Aloria, well, now they are finally down, both with rush available as we go into this third point in the second match. And Aloria needs to see if they can find an answer to this Burchuk Chiller combo. They're going to go Chakram Toaster and see if it works for them. We'll try and outbox with the Chiller and get around the Burchuk, but started off a little too aggressive there, and 260 on that rush as a result.
Gonna be a safe block for Yam. Chakram just not before pre thousands of nerfs might have been able to reliably catch Yam out in that movement. But if you want a Chakram to work, especially in a rush exchange like that, you need your opponent backed up against a wall. They cannot have that free movement, that free space, because as soon as they have that space, the options, they're going to just dash backwards, and your Ram Rush is going to miss.
Yeah, and unfortunately, especially with a character like Whip and Go, where they have that added mobility, essentially, that double jump that they could just consistently bounce around with. It's hard enough to pin them down into a corner, let alone trying to hit them whilst they're in the air still moving. The Lawyer's going to find themselves in critical condition already.
Also susceptible to a grab. Too worried about the rush coming out or a potential shield breaker. Confident that they had to dodge something, that they just were not ready for just this wide coverage, the nice net, and tosses Aloria down, bringing the score to 1-1.
Yep. Also, Aloria mentioned in chat that they have made it to winners final once in Scrap. Have you? Oh, you mean winners final? Okay, right. Ignore me then. I thought you meant grands. I was getting very confused. Okay, never mind, Aloria. My bad. And Aloria is going to take us to Viadol, so we're going to see another counter pick stage coming up. We saw Viadol in the first set. I hadn't seen it since. Now we get it in the Underground final. And Yam coming in with the big plays. Yam going to bring out a Mechanica.
Yo.
And Aloria going to come in with Min Min.
We've got a Blorb, Slapamander, Bub loadout coming in against that Min with the Ram Parabola and a Kablammer. Question the Kablammer here, as that thing is, it can kind of work, but unlike a lot of the other explosive arms, it really does not fight back against heavy units nearly as effectively. I'd actually say the Whammer's better in a lot of these exchanges. That also said, it's still a Kablammer. If you know what you're doing with it, you can make it work. But right now,
Aloria proving that exactly.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure just Dragon Arm Ram is hard carrying this matchup right now, as it tends to do against Mechanica.
It's like Mechanica falls all the way into the corner. It was just like charged Ram after charged Ram. It was just...
That is what Ram Ram does against Mech. Yam's big goal right here is just make sure Aloria loses that advantage state and then has to just go in, prevent, like, just even a light enough tempo just to make sure that Aloria doesn't find the chance to get that Dragon Arm. Min Min does not hold charge very well, so has to play very smartly. And considering Aloria's only option is to either grab, which the Kablimer is going to slow down significantly, or go for a charge Ram Ram, which that's the only option really.
Well, they've got it back
means
up,
that-
but...
Tries to bait it out.
Oh, both gonna commit! And Aloria does get it! Aloria does get the rush after all of that.
And Ram Ram once again carries a Min Min in taking back down. This surprises Malieve none.
I think it surprised me just for the sheer basis of that. They both committed the rush, but it was the Ram that got it first, and Aloy was like almost dead in that entire match. Actually now going to bring in the Parabola. So a very interesting choice as Yam goes, well, completely big.
Big bub, big blorb. And we're already seeing a huge change in tempo, lacking that Ram Ram Dragon Arm. Aloria may be thinking that the Kablimer had a little bit more fortune in there than they think, because right now they are taking some serious pressure, even in advantage. Yam is still pretty comfortable in what they're doing, and just a solid, reliable 305 damage.
Yeah, they got a, was a good rush from Yam. It means that Aloria's just like tap away from either of these arms. They're both big arms as it is. Does force an explosion, but it's not going to get anything else from that. Yam is not phased by it, and that will equalize the point again. And I expect Min Min to switch out of that hammer. No, does not.
Aloria wants that weight advantage. We are going to at least see the Ram Ram back, which means that we have the carry arm back on the field. Means that Aloria is going to be able to get this 335 rush damage.
And Mechanica, oh, that was unfortunate for Aloria. Dashed straight into that rush.
And now this is a really tough place for Aloria to be. Kablimer actually even backfiring. They're blowing up Aloria, stuttering their movement.
And you see Mechanica just not flinching, just not giving a crap. Finally does get grabbed by Aloria, but look at the damage, it's already been done, and there is the KO. And hey, guess what, Malieve? It's another comeback. Yam comes down from 1-0 to take the lead 2-1.
And yeah, I think Aloria leaned a little too hard on the Kablimer end. I mean, I might be a little harsh on that arm right now, and Aloria's choice to utilize it, but I'm pretty sure that even if Aloria just went double Ram Ram, if they went Parabola Ram Ram, doesn't matter which arm they put on the Dragon Arm, if they just didn't use the Kablimer there, they probably would have had that. I think that was just a really rough choice on Aloria's part, cleaning hard onto that Kablimer, determined to make it work, when that is not a good matchup. It's just not a good matchup to do that. That's like playing just full willingly picking Ganondorf against like a young Link in Smash. Just like, I'm gonna pick the character that's slow, takes forever in approaching, and I'm gonna play him against the character that's just throwing like 1,000 projectiles at me. It'll be okay. On this hand though, Kablimer's probably gonna work out a little bit better. Aloria gonna stick with it. Still feeling that fire burn, that explosive blast, wants to utilize this giant explosive hammer. Actually, no! We're gonna see a nade instead.
So Nade and Ram Ram for Aloria, and the Lockjaw gonna come out in combination with the Roaster. And it's a must-win for Aloria if they want to keep their dreams of the Grand Final alive. And it's Yam who takes the first point of damage.
This definitely is a good loadout to utilize. Having that Ram Ram as the Dragon Arm, the Nade, makes it a little bit safer. You don't have to worry about that self-explosion too often, and you can still get pretty easy call-outs with charging up that Nade. And right now we're seeing Aloria doing a solid job. That's going to be a strong rush too.
Are they going to go for a perfect here? Surely not. Aloria bouncing back with that kind of intensity? Well,
They are.
It is. Wait, it's not a perfect. No, they took a bit of chip damage. No.
It's a faint perfect, or whatever we call it these days.
Ah.
But yeah.
Wow, absolute clinical from Aloria there.
I'm gonna be snide here, but wow, almost basically got a perfect as soon as you chose to put away the kablammer. Thinking emoji here.
Hang on a sec, I've got some of those. Hold on a second.
No, I'll add a couple in chat too.
You forget that one of my OCs literally has the thinking emoji. Anyway, Yam is gonna, well, whilst dominating this match in the early going to this point, haven't gotten the Aloria down past 50%, but it's starting to get some damage of their own against them. Both with rush available, Aloria finally out from that corner, but it's gonna get caught out.
Oh, I thought Yam was gonna go for the Dragon Arm, but they're just wanting this pressure. Aloria's gonna be able to get theirs back up. A nice knockdown. Finally, a chance to get that Dragon Arm. Yam has a KO with Rush. Aloria, on the other hand, would need a little bit more damage. Now can KO with Rush.
It'll be a big risk to do, but as long as the Ram can hit... Oh, not gonna happen. The Lockjaw, you just saw the orb just slowly just approach, and it's like, that's unfortunate. So, one apiece, and remember, it is a must-win for Aloria, because if Yam wins this, then they are into the grand final.
Aloria looking to try to bring the score to 2-2, tries to keep this going. Might be able to make it to the winner's final on themselves if they can take Yam out, and this tempo is definitely going to be giving them a little bit of a chance to be able to do that.
Yeah, the Phoenix so far has not been able to successfully poke Aloria in this point.
Both patiently holding onto the rush. I think Yam's looking to try to outrush Aloria's, and Aloria's just trying to find the perfect moment to go in, get a beautiful confirm for the rush, and deal all of Yam's health.
Yeah, that Phoenix is now fully charged on Yam's end. Just gonna avoid the Lockjaw. Arm hurting on that left-hand side. Finally does take a punch, and Yam closing that gap. Who's gonna blink first? It's Yam, but unfortunately Aloria had already hit the floor. It's gonna break through the shield for an additional 130, but that is all they're gonna get from that. But they have forced Aloria into this corner, and Aloria's not backing out, but finally gets the grab.
Aloria now has rush advantage and is going to capitalize on it. That's another 360 damage.
Can they find the finishing blow? Can they get a big time grab or anything else? Yam in critical. Aloria has the advantage. 15 seconds to go, and I think they realize that they're starting to slowly back up now. Yam has got rush potentially on the horizon. There it is. 8 seconds to go, 7 seconds to go. Aloria knows that they gotta be so careful. Here comes the rush. They're gonna get hit by it. No!
Yam had to keep that pressure going. Once they gave up on pressure, they gave up the match. Once again, Aloria actually gave Yam the checkmate in this case, if I'm gonna keep going with this theme. So what basically happened was, notice that timer going down, realized they had the health lead, and that rush was coming up. That was in that situation, especially since they had so much pressure, so much advantage, they needed just to go for one more hit, or just prevent Yam from being able to find a chance to start pushing in. Yam's rush was very unwieldy. As long as Aloria was able to make sure that Yam wasn't in a place where that rush was safe, it probably would have never connected. But as soon as Aloria chose to start backing up, chose to corner themselves, the rush was guaranteed.
And it does, and with that, it does mean that Aloria still has not made it through to a grand final.
And that also means that we're going to have another rematch coming right up.
For the third week in a row, it's Yam versus Sheddy. Well, So it means that whatever happens, it will be going to an existing champion. Will Shetty retain the title and become a 7-time champion? Or will Yam take it from them and reclaim the belt and win it for the 3rd time? We will find out in just a moment as we gear up for the grand final. Remember that Yam, coming in from the underground bracket, needs to win not 1 set, but 2 sets if they are to dethrone Shetty.
I'm gonna take a quick washroom break while we get this going. I'll be back in just a hair's breadth.
Okie dokie. And with Malieve currently out of action, I will take this opportunity to remind you all that you do get PR points for participating in the Scrapstar tournament, especially if you place in 1st place. The higher you go, the more points you get. That's essentially the way it goes. Shetty is already ready, but Malieve is not quite back yet, so I feel bad starting without them, so hang a sec. And if you are wanting to get yourselves involved, especially towards the end of this season, the last 2 tournaments that are coming up for big PR points, obviously you have the Challenge Cup on Sunday. It's not being played in 2 weeks' time because 2 weeks' time is literally 3 days before Christmas, and nobody's going to be really up for that. So the next Challenge Cup for the EU scene, that is on the 15th. That is this coming Sunday. I do believe that's 2 PM GMT 0 time. I think the times will be on the advertisements, and you can find that on social media. And then the very next day will then be the Scrapstar series number 45, and the link of that you can sign up for has already begun. That will be Monday the 16th. And if you would like to take part in that, you've got plenty of time to sign up. We're going to be starting the grand final on Buster Beach. Yam will be coming in as Lollipop. Shetty will be coming in as Ribbon Girl. This is your grand final. Hope you all enjoy, and welcome back, Malieve.
Hoi.
Hoi.
We're gonna be starting off with Shady going back with Ribbon Girl. We got hot slaps in here instead of those breezy slaps. And yeah, I'm going in Sparky Biffler. That is a very interesting loadout, though I can definitely see that being a very solid pick as well.
I'm sorry, what can I see? All I can see is Biff's face.
No, nothing better than good old Biff's face whenever a charged Biffler does a connect, of course. It is going to blind the screen temporarily of the player who just got hit by a charged Biffler. And you're going to have 3 giant imprints of Biff's face covering that screen, obstructing your vision, making it a lot harder to get those connections, recognize where your opponent is, and try to get any punishes.
Yep. And Shetty's going to block out another punch from Yam, and Yam already a punch away from going down. I'm weak on the right-hand side, but I think Yam, not going to be in the position to really capitalize on it. Gets caught with a hot slap. And Shetty's going to take the initiative in this first point.
Heading into this next round, Yam does have rush advantage and is going to choose to go for it, but it's only going to lead to shield chip damage and charges up Shady's, who is now just 1 or 2 punches away from getting it ready to be able to throw right back at Yam.
Yep, and forcing Yam to stay in that down area, but is not going to connect with their rush either. Just slowly pushes Yam all the way back, but it's going to take a Biffler to the face. Arm weak on the left-hand side. The hot slap cools your hot Yam down. Really just the opposite of cooling them down. Just, you get the idea.
Stutters that tempo, stops that momentum. Like, Yam desperately trying to find their way out, finally finds a chance, gets that charged Biffler hit. He now has a little bit more breathing space and is going to capitalize on it, slightly chipping away at Shady's health, just with these odd pokes and jabs.
Yep, Shetty still playing the aggressive game. Tried to go straight in for it, but it's Biffler again. Biff's face just loves being on Shetty's screen at the moment. And, well, Shetty finds himself in critical condition. Yam fighting their way back into this match. Just avoiding another slap. 20 seconds to go. They have the health lead. They'll probably try and hold on to that rush for the third and final point, because that's probably where we're going. Shetty's going to pop them down into the corner again. 10 seconds to go. I was going to say, I'd be amazed if Shetty finds their way back into this. They need 2 grabs and then a crit punch to really try and even that out, but it was never going to happen. Shetty goes down and he's going to bring in the Burchuck.
Burchuck going to be a very solid, dependable arm. Walls out that Biffler, but you've got to be able to make sure you're lining up those shots. Otherwise, the Biffler is just going to kind of zoom right in and knock you down anyways.
And
a nice effort to dodge, but when you're backed up against a wall, there's not really many options, no many places for you to go.
And Shetty's going to get caught with Yam's rush as well, so Shetty coming off the worst of the two, but trying to keep Yam in these corners, and is starting to slowly but surely get these picks. And Yam just immediately retreated to the other end of the stage.
Now they're uncharged hit. A rush coming up. This won't KO yet, but it could definitely set Shady up to get the KO and a couple more exchanges. Just looking for that chance, looking for that opportunity. Yam slowly building up a rush of their own.
There it is. If they can connect a rush from here, that would definitely KO. But Yam's making it as hard, as a harder target to hit as possible, but there's not so many places they can go around here. They're really in this corner. It's not where they want to be, but now they have a rush of their own. Both are in KO range.
18 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be this read, this play. A nice 3:15, and that is going to be Shady starting off with set advantage.
It certainly is, but again, a very back and forth seesaw type of a match, but it is going to be Shetty who comes out the victor here. But at the moment, I'm kind of on the fence of calling this tournament the comeback tournament, because every single time somebody has taken a set lead, it's immediately been equalized and we take it. So, you know what? I'm going to wait until the second point.
We'll see what happens.
We certainly will, and a good showing from Yam, in all fairness, especially with the Biffler. The Biffler was a joy to behold. It was working very well. I mean, obviously those vertical ones like the Hydra and the Biffler, they are good against the Ribbon Girl in general, but it's like, you so often see the Hydra just for the sheer power that it delivers. So it's nice to see the Biffler.
Mm-hmm.
Yam is...
While the Hydra's a lot more consistent, a lot more reliable, if you're not accounting for a heavy opponent, generally Biffler is actually the better pick. It's just that most people are uncomfortable, unwilling to make that exchange, set themselves up to be potentially in that bad position.
I'd like to say players like Yam are giving it the spotlight it deserves then. As
beyond Twin 5-0, we haven't really seen the Biffler all too often, so it's nice to see it come in, say hello before it parts its ways, and in comes the popper.
Yeah. And Yam versus Shetty continues in this grand final. Shetty up by 1-0, as Yam is going to look for some sweet electrifying shocks, and Shetty's just going to look for their usual tribal stuns.
And the classic roaster, 140 damage. It's pretty iconic compared to the other gloves in this game, because instead of just those standard people flames, it's got a purple flame to it. And it has one of the most satisfying sounds as it's zipping through the air. You can hear it whenever it's passing by Yam. Just that zing going right by your ears.
And let's face it, purple is the best color. Next to pink,
it is definitely a good color. I like it. I prefer it over pink.
Well, both with rush available, as Shetty gets picked in the middle of the air. And it's actually going to fall foul to another pop as well. No grab this time round, just about gets out the way in time. And the pillars are they're not staying up too long.
Yam's really leaning hard into them, and Shady is determined to destroy them. Yeah, you're not going to see them around for very much of the sets. That's going to be a good read, though. The Popper just covering Shady as they're landing onto that ground. The giant shotgun blast gets some nice damage, but leaves them very open to this rush. 235 damage in. Yam still holding on to that lead.
Just about, and yeah, this play is not going to go well for Shady unless they get a grab, but it's definitely not going to... Oh my god, Shady. Excuse you, I hadn't finished.
So one of the problems with Lollipop's side air dash is it's advantaged because you get to be able to create a nice little shield to protect yourself, but also it is the most easiest air dash to catch with the grab. She literally, she's a huge obstacle for anything else, but if you're throwing out a grab, she literally becomes a target. The number of times I've seen it from myself, I've seen it from other players, where you can just like call out a Lollipop shield pop. It's just so many times. It happens way more than it really should. And that's going to be one of those cases where now Shady has a huge tempo advantage and is just looking for this KO right here. That's not going to be it. But anything on top of this will be a second point in their favor.
Oh wow, and it's the roaster that lands. The rush came out, the rush came out, I thought it was taking quite a while for the rush to get going, and the roaster just goes straight over the top. And Shady has a 2-point lead in the grand final. That really just stopped Yam's momentum dead in its track. Just the last second grab was enough to give Shady that point.
It builds so much.
It really does. And that'll hurt. That'll hurt Yam for sure.
I mean, you can confirm that because Yam just put a very sad emote right there. Just a crying clown, just a single tear shed for the pain that was endured in that exchange.
Oh my gosh. I didn't react at the time with my emotes, but my gosh, that gets a really in the Discord for that. It's like, excuse you.
Chat.
It's like, oh my word, that was just Shady determined to go for a full 3-0 in this grand final.
Yeah, bring it out, Min for one final attempt. This is it. If Yam cannot take Shady down here, Shady wins.
It's as simple as that. Don't go double Ice Dragon. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
I saw, like, wait, is that... Would that even be saying? I mean, we saw Loria go double Kablammer. I mean, it didn't work, but we saw it. What? No, that was double
No, that was double wham. I was going to say, it wasn't the Kablams. Don't get too excited.
It actually almost did work. And if one or two plays were right, I definitely could have seen it work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yam is going to bring in the Phoenix on the Dragon Arm. And obviously going to accompany it with the Roaster. Shady coming back with some hot slaps. And is actually going to get caught out by that Phoenix. You forget how much that bird can hit you whilst it's that big on the dragon. It's just like the Phoenix becomes like a mini dragon essentially.
It also helps that on that third health of any pillar, curve arms will just go straight through them without any issue, without any hesitation. Unlike a straightforward arm like the Roaster, you throw out a curve arm through those pillars and it will just keep chasing, it will keep hunting.
And Yam using it to their advantage at the moment. Arm slightly weaker, that left hand side does fade away eventually. Shady on the cusp of going into crit. He's trying to force Yam that a little bit further down. Didn't catch anything with the Phoenix and is back on level terms. And what just?
An excellent backflip kick. Able to punish Shady. And with that small window of time, we're going to get a Dragon Arm. And Yam's going to utilize that Phoenix to soar in and burn Shady's first round down.
That was an impressive play from Yam there. Keeps them in this game. Keeps them in this set. But now they've got to do it again if they want to take this 2-1. Shady knows that they cannot allow Yam to keep this momentum going. Both with rush available. Shetty's arm weak on that left-hand side, so we'll need to be careful. And that will be
That's
a shield
gonna be
break.
a shield breaking rush. Nice catch there.
It's 100 damage on that rush, but Shetty immediately closes the gap, gets a charged roaster hit, and they're probably going to try and set up for a rush if they can. Misses with the grab, and misses with every other punch that they're throwing. Yam just about surviving with not really taking much damage.
This movement is beyond wild, but it's not enough to be able to get away. 385 damage on that rush, and Shady gonna keep this oppression going.
But straight back onto level terms is Yam, but that grab will quickly throw them away. On the cusp of critical now. Yam gets another little poke in, wasn't charged, so they didn't send Shetty down, and that will put Yam into critical. A grab will KO. I don't think a single punch will, they'll probably still need to get 2, as Yam has rush ready, which I think is in KO range.
Yeah, now it's definitely a KO ranged rush.
Yep. If Yam can win at this point, they will take this set, they will take onto the set 2-1, but they've got 10 seconds to try and find a winner, and Shetty commits to the rush, and that will get the KO. Crucially for Yam though, they will start this third point with rush already available. But the pressure
They're definitely gonna need this rush.
And that was not how they wanted. Yeah, that's not how they wanted it. They'll use it as a chance to get the Dragon Arm up on the roaster, I think.
But they're gonna quickly lose it because of that freeze. A nice trade, but still frozen long enough, and Shady going to be the one really capitalizing on that initial exchange.
Yep, it's picked out of the sky. Yam does get the roaster back up to temperature. But Shetty is not allowing them to get a moment to breathe in this match. Both getting caught in the air again. But it's Shetty's advantage still. Especially since they've almost got that rush up. And there it is, and Yam is in KO range. All Shetty needs to do is land one successful rush. And the title is theirs again. And they're forcing Min Min into this corner, but the rush will not connect. Shield does break, 50 damage through. Yam in critical, jumps in with a rush, but again, for the second time at this point, it's blocked. Only scoring 50 as well.
Shady with an excellent bait there, just walked up, shielded, was like, I know you're gonna rush this because you're so terrified of me. And was able to utilize that to just get rid of one of the biggest threats they had. And all they needed was that one final hit, and they are going to be able to connect and will be the victor for this Scrapstar.
Yep. Shetty retains the belt, wins it for the 7th time, and it means that they officially take 2nd place in the Scrapstar standings as well, because they were tied with Icebend on 6. They are now on to 7. They've got a bit to do to catch up to first, which is currently 22. You can probably guess who that is.